What's up, everyone? It's actually Tuesday, but I forgot to do two recaps, one for the Monday and one for the last Friday. And you can see I have both of them here. Friday is actually a red day. It's a very tiny red day. I wouldn't consider this red at all, but -6 is -6. You can't change that. But yesterday, Monday was like $51 and 0.02 cents. Uh, not like huge winner. It's a very small win. But I just want to share with you uh, how things went on Friday and Monday. So let's start with Friday. So Friday, actually, you can see I did exactly the same amount of trades that I did on Thursday, but the Friday was things were super slow. So nothing was moving fast, and there was no exciting things. But either way, I decided to do some trades, and things happen. I lost a lot. So Friday was all about recovering. So this is a good lesson how you should keep yourself from losing more, and keep focusing on recover as much as possible when you have a bad day. So you can see I started, it's not like good, it's decent on a slow market, like 30, almost $20, but then I lost to like -10. I was able to recover, but then gave back more, and all of a sudden I'm at like almost 150 loss. Uh-oh, that's not good. So at this point, it was kind of disappointing because you can see I already had like very good week so far, like almost $830 for the week, but then all of a sudden I had like -150. So this would bring me down to less than $700 for the week. So at that point I just walk away, and I knew that I need to be careful with my next trades. So I slowly bring this one up, and I think at this point I consider quitting for the day. -70 is way more better than sitting at -150, because at least that would bring me up to more than 750 for the week. So if you can see, let's go back to November, and you can see the first few weeks. Well, let's forget about the week number one. The week number two, we are like under $700, and the week number three and week number four, little bit over 800. So I was like, okay, 750 is not bad, you know. So I decided not to take the trades for a while. Then after 15 minutes, I saw an opportunity and took that trade. That brings me a little bit closer to zero. Then there was another opportunity, like 30 minutes apart, and there was another opportunity like right after that, and there was another opportunity right after the well, it's about 1 hour apart from my last trade. So this bring me up to very closer to the zero, but not zero. So after this point, because the market was very slow on that day, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't risk it anymore, because this is how I started, right? So I lost a little bit, tried to recover, lost more, tried to recover, lost even more. I knew if I go this trend, I will go closer to zero, then I will go even below -150. Maybe I will end up around -350. So that's the risk that I didn't want to take, especially when things are, So actually, this timeline is 1 hour delayed because of the daylight saving thing. So the time actually that I took the last trade was 12:15 Eastern time. So it's already past 12 o'clock on Eastern time. Didn't want to take more risk. Sometimes things go south after 12 p.m. So I talked to myself out of trading and stop trading for the day. So that's why I'm sitting at -6 on the Friday. But I can take -6. It's not a big deal. There was a point that I consider like -75 was good, but -6 is like golden at this point. So that's why I'm really happy about Friday. The best thing that I did on Friday was to cut my losses very quickly whenever I see them. But there were there were some instances like on this drop, uh, you know, I didn't have enough time to react. So that's why there was this big drop. But other than that, I did a really good job. That's why I'm sitting at -$6 instead of like -250 or -350. And you can see when I'm having a red day, I'm trying to keep it very closer to the zero. You can see my first red day was like -37. My second red day was like -18. And my third red day was like -6. So these are very small, and you can see how much I make on my green days. So this is a smaller day, 51. This is a smaller day, 23. This is a smaller day, 34. This is a smaller day, 32. And this is also a small day, 36. And I think this is the smallest day, $11. And to be honest, and to be fair, I would say I only did like 4 trades because the market was super slow on that day. And, I was on negative at some point. So can't blame that. Uh, so what I wanted to emphasize is like whenever you are having a red day, keep it minimum. Don't try to overtrade to compensate your losses. Be don't do trades aggressively. Be patient and wait for your opportunity and then strike. That's the best way to cut your losses quickly. Otherwise, just call it a day and just move on, because let's say I had like -150. At this point, if I quit, I had like -150, and on Monday I cover $50 out of that. And then Tuesday, who knows? You will find out on next video how much I made on Tuesday. Maybe I can cover the rest of the 100. So 2 days I'm done. So that's easy, guys. If you have like -150 day, but if you have like $500, -500, so those things can happen. Trust me, those things can happen if you do like revenge trading, because one thing after another, you will lose more money. So if you have a -500 or something similar to that, it would take the whole week to cover that loss. But if you have like less than 200, less than 100, or less than 50, you can take just one day trade and you can cover that one. So that's why it's really important to have smaller red day compared to bigger green days. Then you can if you go to our daily cumulative, you can see things are moving up, but when it's going down little bit, not a lot. So that's why overall, when you see this picture, it's going a straight line up, even though there are some days that things are slower, but overall it's going up on a linear scale. So that's what we want to see, right? So because of that -6, I went down a little bit on that day, like less than $450. But later on Monday, I was able to recover all the losses I had on Friday. But now let's talk about the Monday. Okay, so Monday I had $51 and 02 cents. But the problem is, you can see I already did like 50 trades, right? I already did 50 trades. So this is a huge amount of, you can see last Monday also I did 42 trades, but I made like $72. And you can see I was up all the way almost to $300, but I gave back everything and I end up having $72 a trade. And whenever I'm having like a lot of trades, that means something bad has happened. And I did overtrade and try to compensate, or I try to cover my losses, or things like that. So here's the grand reveal. You can see I was up, I was down minus 300, I was up almost closer to minus 100, and I was down minus 400. Can you believe, guys? Minus 400. Then I was all the way up on the positive side. Can you believe that? I was at minus 400 at one point, and then I'm at positive $51. So this is a great comeback, I would say. You know, overall, if we see the stats, and let's filter this out, if I remember correctly, I made about so this is 10th, let's see, November 10th, go. I made $900 but gave back 852. That's one way to tell the story, right? So I made $900 and gave back $850. Left me with only $50, right? Or the other the way that you can tell the story is I lost $852, but I recovered that $850 with $900, leaving me $50 on my hand profit. So there are two ways you can tell the story. So it's just how you I guess it's just how you see the story, right? So in my case, I would say uh, I lost $852, but I was able to recover from that by making $903. And you can see my win count is 68%. It's a little bit lower than what I usually get, but it's more than 50%. So more than 50% is always good. And my loss count is 32%. So those are like okay number, not great, okay number. But you can see my largest profit is like 150 and my largest loss is at minus 182. It's not too bad, they are like in a similar scale. And when you have something like this in a similar scale, and if you have very, like if you have like more than 80% accuracy, like the win rate, then you would make a lot of money. But if you have like less than 70%, and if you have similar numbers, especially if your loss is larger than your largest profit, then you are not making a lot of money. So that's why it's really important to either increase this and increase the gap between here, but having the large profit. So those are the important factors. So let's go and see what did I trade on Monday. So VERO, very big mistake. So this is where I lost money. You can see it's minus $327. So that's something I shouldn't have traded, because this ticker has, in the past we have seen this one, go up and reverse all the way to, even, below what it was in the previous day. So this was kind of like a non-stock. You can see, if you pull up the chart, you can see those kind of things. Not just this one, right? So you can see on any other, those high volatile stocks. But we have traded this in the past and we have lost money, but we have gained money, So that's why I think I shouldn't have touched this one, because the volume was it was okay volume, but it's not great volume. And then move, this was like really nice, but I wasn't able to capitalize a lot on that. GLTO, this is also really nice, but wasn't able to capitalize a lot. But the thing is, you can see my average price is $12 for Moo, and my average price for GLTO was like $18. So on these tickers, I can't buy a lot of stocks or a lot of shares, I would say. Because of that, I won't make a lot of profit. So that's why I made like, significantly small amount. But if this ticker was like $5-6, then I would have make like $700 or $800, because these were like, it was very volatile and it was jumping all around the places. It was really easy to make money on these two tickers. So those are the three that I traded. I'm not going to show where I traded because it's Monday. It was on Monday and nobody really cares at this point, I guess. Um, but you can see my average cost is $62,000 on this one, and GLTO it's $40,000 over on combined. It's more than 100k, but it doesn't mean I have 100k on my account. I only have around 30k, something like that, 35k or something like that. This is because I have a margin account, and I'm not using my leverage. I'm just using my cash on my margin account, but I don't have to wait until my funds are settled. That's because I have a margin account. So if you have a margin account, you don't need to wait until the next day to become your funds available or settled. You can immediately buy and sell other stocks. But if you have a cash account, you don't have that opportunity. So to review everything, let's see. Let's go back to our calendar. It's not a big day. It's a small day. But overall, the green is green. We started week with the green. That's a good news. And we are sitting at $871.17 for the month as of Monday. And you will see how much I made on Tuesday on my next video. Stay tuned to that. And I think in terms of our review, that's it for today. And reminder, trading is always riskier. Manage your risk. If you are not sure, practice in a simulator before putting your real money into the stock market. Until next video, thank you. Bye bye.